Hey you guys, so basically, someone had asked me a question today, and, I've gotten so many questions about this, I figured it was time for me to just make an actual video about this, and talk to you guys about it, and about what happened, and I'm sure by the title of the video, you already know what I'm going to talk about, why I do not have my son. Now, first of all, I want to say I am a part of his life. I love him more than anything. He is my world, like literally my world. This all started before I got pregnant. I was still in active addiction. I got pregnant at a very young age. I was 18 when I got pregnant, 19 when I had my son. I was young. My son's father was in prison when I was pregnant and when I gave birth. I was in jail for, now you guys need to understand, like, before I go any further, actually, now, my addiction in the past, before I found out I was pregnant, I was a mess. I was breaking the law, I was not doing good, whatever, it was a mess. I was young, I was defiant, and you know, there's no real good excuse. So I ended up, in jail for most of my pregnancy. Now, before I went to jail, I ended up having to go to jail because, the reasons don't really matter. It's just, I was on drug court, it didn't work out. You know, they wanted me to go to a halfway house, and I did go to the halfway house, but I snuck my phone in. I found out my best friend died. I ended up freaking out, crying, asking to call my mom. They said, how'd you find out your friend died? So there went that. They found out I had a phone. I got kicked off drug court, went to jail. Anyways, okay, so that's how I ended up in jail while I was pregnant. But again, like, there is no good excuse. I was young, I was defiant, and I literally was going from addiction to parenthood. So, you know, before I went to jail, I followed all my doctor's recommendations on what to do, like, considering the fact that I was a very, very bad heroin addict, and, I was not pregnant. So I followed every rule, every step he told me to do. I was given direction, and that's what I did. And what I did doesn't really matter because I ended up having a healthy son, you know, and he's healthy, he's happy. He has some issues, but there are issues that I also have, like sensory issues and things like that. It's a whole bunch of stuff. And what else he has, like, it runs in the family on both sides. So anyways, when I was about to go into labor, they let me out of jail about a week before I went into labor. And they wanted me to go back in, and I was like, my son was only a couple months old, like maybe 6 months old, not even. I did not want to go back in. I was like, hell no, I want to be with my son. I want to be a good parent. I'm clean. Like, I want to do what I want to be with him. Like, I was actually doing really good at the time. Right after he was born, I tried everything I could. We lived together, me, him, and my mom, and everything was great. When they told me I had to go back to jail, I had to sign over guardianship to my mom, because in order for him to get his immunizations and so on and so forth, there needed to be a legal guardian there, or a legal guardian, or a legal parent. So I didn't really have much of a choice, so I signed that over to my mom, which at the time was the best thing anyways, because if there was an emergency and she needed to take him to the hospital, like, it's too much to just say, the mom's in jail, like, I'm the grandma, like, it's too much. So we did what we knew was right. You know, Now, on and off throughout his life, the majority of his life, I lived with him and my mom. The majority of his life. The majority of his life so far, we should say. Now, the problem is this. My mom has been wanting to move to Florida for a very long time, and so has my dad. I had a choice where I could, and I'm on probation, and we don't really know what's going to happen. So I had a choice to go to family court and sign full custody to my mom so she could take him to Florida and he could be happy down there. And there would be no issues. It would be my mom and my dad and him and the dogs and the cat and my brother and, everybody who we grew up with. Or I could be selfish, and even though I'm on probation and I'm like going through this court stuff and I go to the clinic every day, I could have him move into my home where there's no kids around. There's no, it'd be really, I can't drive to get him to school and back. I have so many appointments. So I did what was right, the right thing to do. And I let my mom take him to Florida. So now basically where we're at is when I'm done with probation, I'm going to go down to Florida and be with them again and reunite with them. I FaceTime him. We do talk. Sometimes it is very hard for me a lot to be away from him. A lot of people don't know the full story. They think I just, didn't want to be a parent. And that's got nothing to do with it. Everything I did was always in thinking of what's best for him, and there were tons of times where I wanted to be selfish and I wanted to say, no, he's staying, like I can't be that far away. But I knew that he loved Florida, on vacations, and I know that like it was me and my grandma in the beginning. It was always me and my grandma, or my mom, his grandma, co-parenting. Now it's my mom. I mean, my dad helps when he can. He's got, some pain issues. And right now, it sucks because, I want to be more involved. I want to be more involved with his schooling. I want to be more involved with everything, and it's hard because I can't right now because I'm so far away. So the only thing I can do is wait for probation to be over with, get it done with, and get down there, and that's my plan. That is my plan. I ended up, now a lot of people's other question would be like, well, why did you move out of your parents when your son was there and you and your mom were co-parenting or whatever? At the time, it was not healthy for me or my mom to be living under the same roof together because we had a lot of resentment against each other in both directions. We had a lot of resentment towards each other, a lot of animosity towards each other, a lot. And it was not healthy for anyone. So I had to move out. So at first I moved about 30 minutes away. It was the first, real place I could find. And Tyler would come over on the weekends and he would sleep over and things were great. I don't even know if I should be making this video. I don't even know if I'm going to put it live. But, anyways, things were great, and then I ended up moving closer to them because like I wanted to be closer, like because things were going good. So I ended up moving to another apartment that was closer to them. That is when Trevor had his overdose. So Trevor had his overdose and was in a coma, and my life was flipped upside down at that point. And it was hard because we didn't know if he was gonna live, if he was gonna die. Now Trevor is my son's father, so pretty much like that was a mess. I lived in closer to them for a while, and things were really good up until the cops kicked the door down to arrest Trevor. That was not so good. And that's when I kind of realized too, like, you know, my life is too chaotic for to have a child in it right now, you know. And I love my son enough. I love him enough that I had to let him go. Until I could be 100% for him. It's really hard for me to talk about because, like, I love him more than anything. He's my life. You know, I'll never forget, you know, when I went back to jail after he was born. The first time my mom brought him in to visit, he was just this little wiggly worm. Like, and he was this little scrawny wiggly worm, and that's, I don't know why, but that's a moment I'll never forget. Me and Tyler's my son. Tyler's my son, Trevor is the father. Me and Tyler love each other on a whole, like, unbelievably. There is no hate, there is no anger, there's no anything between any of us. The only thing that sucks is that I wish I could be there now. I wish I was with them now. I would give anything to just go pack up my stuff and go down there now. And I can't until I'm done with probation. Or if the judge just miraculously says, like, okay, you don't have to be on anymore. You can go to Florida with your family. Like, that would be, like, great. But, yeah, so I guess that's kind of like not really full detail, but in a nutshell, why he's not with me. But I will say this, my mom, what she's doing with my son is so much more than I could have ever done. Like, and I'm so grateful for that. When it came to raising me and my brother, there was a lot of issues, you know, 'cause she had just lost a child, and trying to raise her other two kids when she had lost her firstborn that she had been through so much with. It was a different father and everything too. You know, and it was just the two of them for so long, and he passed away. It was very hard, you know, like, when it came to raising me and my brother, she wasn't there. Like, mentally, she wasn't there. And, I mean, physically, she wasn't there sometimes either. So, but what she's doing now with my son is incredible. Like, and because I have this issue with my foot, like, I was there the day he learned how to ride a bike, but could I chase him behind him while he was there? No, because my foot, I couldn't. You know, like, so it's like, sometimes I just, you know, little moments like that made me realize, you know, that right now, the better place for him to be is there. As much as it hurts me, as much as it hurts him, as much as it hurts everyone. Because, I mean, ultimately, what we all want is to be together. Like, me, my mom, my dad, my son, and my brother, you know. And my brother has been a great, you know, male role model in his life, and I'm also so grateful for that, because Trevor really hasn't been around. And you know, that's something, another bridge I'm gonna have to cross at some point, like when he gets out, is like what his plan is when it comes to his kid, because he wasn't like there at all. Like I was there, at least, you know, I wanted to be there, but he was like, I don't know, it was different. It's just, we both had different experiences. I mean, I don't know, but I know that every day I'm gonna keep trying. Every day I'm gonna continue to stay sober, because I want to be with him again. But for right now, he's in great hands, and I'm so proud of my mom that she, like, she can even, like, because he's crazy sometimes. He's crazy, so, especially when it's, like, my genes and, like, Trevor's genes mixed into a child. Oh, my God, it's crazy. But, yeah, so that's about it. That's all I really feel comfortable talking about. I've been trying not to cry this whole video. So I will talk to you guys later, but that is the answer to the question. That is why he's not with me now. My past was bad. I made a lot of mistakes. I continued to stick with Trevor when the fact that I continued to try and save him over and over and over kind of screwed me a little bit, and that's why I'm hoping this time things will be different. Because I'm sick of carrying around Narcan, you know, like, and he's gonna have to make a choice, like, you know, does he want to be a parent or does he not? And if he does, he'll come to Florida, and if he doesn't, then he'll stay, or he'll do whatever. But I know right now, like, my first priority is getting back with my son and my mom and all of them. You know, we are like a really close family, and my mom's happy, Tyler's happy, I'm happy, everybody's happy right now. You know, like, there are moments where I'm really sad and I miss him, and I'm sure he has the same, but right now it's just, it is what it is. Like, what if, like, for example, like with the clinic, and if he had to go to school, and the hours, and like the times they collide, and not only that, but like there's an emergency, I can't drive, and it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of different reasons, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys for listening, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.